My sister announced her pregnancy during my wedding toast. So I exposed her affair to her husband right after her speech. Now she is getting divorced. I'm a 30-year-old man, recently married to the woman I've loved for years. We planned a simple but heartfelt wedding, close family and friends, an outdoor ceremony, then a cozy reception indoors. My sister, 2 years younger than me, always lived for grand gestures and dramatic attention. She hadn't shown much interest in helping with wedding prep, but I assumed it was just her usual aloofness. Never did I suspect she'd turn my wedding into her personal spotlight. The ceremony went smoothly. My bride and I exchanged vows under a sunny sky, tears of happiness from both sides. Then we moved inside for the reception, toasting and dining amid genuine warmth. My sister lingered at her table, chatting idly, occasionally eyeing me or my new wife. I chalked it up to her typical restlessness. The plan was for a few toasts from family and friends. My best friend gave a short, heartfelt speech. My father shared some childhood anecdotes. Everyone laughed, raising glasses. Then my sister unexpectedly announced she had something to say. We hadn't planned for my sister to speak, but I assumed she had a sweet word or two for me. So I nodded, letting her approach the mic. She began with typical wedding banter. I'm so happy for my brother, and he's found such a wonderful partner. The guests clapped politely. Then her voice took on a trembling excitement, and she declared, I can't hold it in any longer. I have my own special announcement. My shoulders tensed, suspecting nothing good. She paused dramatically, scanning the room, then beamed, I'm pregnant. A ripple of surprise swept through the crowd. My father or mother gasped. Some aunts squealed. My new wife's face mirrored my shock. The tension shifted entirely onto my sister. She recounted how it was totally unplanned, but how ecstatic she was. I stood there, heart pounding, furious that she hijacked the microphone at my wedding to proclaim her pregnancy. The toasts had been meant to celebrate me and my wife, not her. But the commotion only grew. People rushed over, congratulating her, swirling around her table. She grinned triumphantly, soaking in the applause, effectively overshadowing the reason for the day, my marriage. My wife caught my eye from across the room, concern etched on her face. She hated confrontation, but we both recognized how my sister had stolen the show. As the excitement around my sister peaked, I seethed quietly. Part of me wanted to preserve the wedding mood, ignoring her stunt. Another part roiled in anger at her blatant attention grab. My father or mother, who should have intervened, instead fussed over her, ignoring me. My father patted her back, mother wiping tears, like it was her big day. Then I remembered a dark secret I discovered mere days ago. A cousin had confided that my sister's baby might not be her husband's. She'd apparently confided in a different cousin about an affair she was having with a coworker. Rumors indicated she was certain the child was from that coworker, not her unsuspecting husband, who believed the baby was his. I tried dismissing it as idle gossip, but it came from a reliable source. I had no plan to act on it until now. My sister had forced my hand by overshadowing my wedding with her pregnancy reveal. The guests' excitement over my sister's pregnancy lingered through dinner. My new wife sat beside me, clutching my hand, trying to hide her disappointment. People kept visiting our table to offer quick congrats on the wedding, then rushing to my sister's side to hear about her future baby. Furious, I considered ignoring the drama, focusing on enjoying the evening. But each passing moment underscored how overshadowed we were. My mother approached, cooing about how the family was so blessed, ignoring my clenched jaw. Finally, I decided I wasn't letting this slide. If my sister wanted to hijack my wedding day with a huge announcement, I'd respond in kind. Summoning courage, I made a quiet plan with my wife. She gave me an uncertain look, but nodded, trusting my judgment. I walked up to the podium my sister had just abandoned. Tapping the microphone, I cleared my throat. Some guests turned, expecting I'd toast my sister's pregnancy or recenter attention on a wedding. My heart hammered with adrenaline. Thank you all for sharing this special day with us, I began, forcing a smile. But there's been a second big announcement, my sister's pregnancy. Congratulations to her. However, I have something to say. My sister, seated at a corner table, looked curious, maybe expecting me to gush about how happy I was for her. I locked eyes with her. I want to share something important about that pregnancy. A hush blanketed the room. Her husband stared at me, perplexed. My sister's face tensed with apprehension. I pressed on. Word has reached me that the father might not be who we all assume. Gasps echoed. My father or mother froze, confusion in their eyes. My sister stood abruptly, face whitening. I continued, voice trembling but resolute. I've learned she's been seeing another man. And from what I gather, that baby might very well be his. The audience fell silent, forks clattering on plates. My sister's husband looked stricken, glancing at her. She started shouting, "That's a lie," but the fear in her voice betrayed her. People murmured in shock. My father or mother stammered. "What are you saying?" I told them I had reliable intel that my sister had an ongoing affair with a coworker, that the timeline matched her pregnancy. I insisted I was forced to reveal this because she'd overshadowed my wedding with false pretenses, parading her pregnancy as if everything was normal. My sister's eyes blazed with fury and panic. She tried to approach the mic, but I stepped away. Her husband confronted her, look of betrayal twisting his features. He demanded she tell him the truth. My sister, cornered, babbled excuses. "It's not what it seems. We were on a break, or it happened only once," stumbling for a plausible explanation. He demanded an immediate answer. "Is this baby mine or not?" She hesitated, eyes darting. That hesitation was answer enough. The entire room's mood plummeted from festivity to scandalous meltdown. My sister's meltdown was epic, tears, shouting that I'd ruined her life. But I'd seen no remorse for humiliating me, no apology for overshadowing my wedding. My father, mother, and a few relatives tried to calm the scene, telling me I should have handled it privately. But I retorted that my sister's stunt was equally public, overshadowing my big day. She attacked my big moment, so I gave her a taste of her own. My sister's husband, looking devastated, shoved his chair aside and stormed out, ignoring her frantic attempts to stop him. She collapsed into tears, half the guests not knowing whom to comfort, my sister or her humiliated husband. Meanwhile, I quietly returned to my bride, who squeezed my hand, face set in determined solidarity. The rest of the reception unraveled. Some guests attempted to salvage the evening with forced toasts, but the tension was too thick. My sister was a sobbing mess, mother trying to console her, father scolding me for destroying the family's reputation. I calmly reminded him that my sister had chosen to sabotage my wedding, so if there was any destruction, it started with her. My father fumed. Mother begged me to fix this. I refused. The wedding ended earlier than planned. Some guests lingered, offering me quiet apologies, acknowledging how insane the situation was. My new wife mustered a polite smile, though I saw the sadness behind her eyes. Our big day overshadowed by scandal. The fallout afterward was swift. My sister's husband demanded a paternity test. My sister, cornered, admitted the affair. He promptly filed for divorce. She tried to salvage the marriage, claiming she loved him. That was a mistake. But the trust was gone, and the pregnancy overshadowed everything. My father, mother, and some relatives chastised me for humiliating her publicly. They argued family issues should be handled quietly. But I shot back that she gave me no courtesy by announcing her pregnancy at my wedding, so I had every right to respond in kind. My sister's meltdown included calling me at weird hours, cursing me for ruining her life. She insisted I could have waited, not told her husband in front of everyone. I told her she started it by stealing my thunder, and if she wanted privacy, she shouldn't have hijacked my wedding with her big announcement. Her betrayal, both to her husband and me, was unpardonable. Meanwhile, father or mother tried to broker peace, claiming my sister was vulnerable, that she made a momentary slip. I scoffed, pointing out an affair is hardly momentary. My father threatened me with some nonsense about how I owed it to the family to help patch things up. I told him no, they should direct their energy at the child who caused the fiasco. My sister's soon-to-be ex-husband reached out to me, ironically thanking me for exposing the truth. He said, as painful as it was, I'd have lived in ignorance if not for you. He tried to confirm more details, but I only had second-hand info from a cousin who discovered the affair. The soon-to-be ex-husband appreciated my direct approach, though we parted ways awkwardly. He was in heartbreak, after all. My mother continued pressing me to apologize, saying I'd inflicted public humiliation on my sister. I refused. She humiliated me first. She overshadowed my wedding. I merely returned the favor. My father argued that two wrongs don't make a right, but I was done with their moralizing. My sister's behavior proved she felt untouchable, always coddled by mother and father. This time, she faced the consequences of trifling with others' emotions. Word spread among extended family, turning my sister into a pariah for a while. Some relatives found it comedic that she tried to show off at my wedding, only to get exposed in front of everyone. Others felt pity for the unborn child, but nearly everyone agreed she'd crossed lines. Even mother or father struggled to defend her. She was pregnant with her lover's baby, her marriage in shambles, her husband divorcing her. She tried leaning on father or mother for support, but they were exasperated, seeing how she caused this fiasco. The boss lover never stepped up, of course. He presumably wanted no part in the drama. As for me, I told father and mother that I wanted minimal contact for now. My wife and I were busy forging our new life, free from her overshadowed wedding fiasco. We found some measure of peace, though the first memory of our wedding day remained tainted by my sister's stunt. Yet, ironically, the dramatic confrontation also gave me a sense of closure. I'd reclaimed my wedding's narrative, refusing to let her overshadow it scot-free. My wife agreed that though it was harsh, it was deserved payback for her arrogance. My sister, in the end, faced a harsh divorce. Her soon-to-be ex-husband, outraged, refused any compromise. She ended up leaving their shared apartment, forced to move back with father or mother, or possibly with a friend. The baby's father never claimed responsibility. If she aims for child support, that's her legal battle. The last I heard, father or mother were exasperated with her demands for financial help. She's living in limbo, pregnant, single, publicly embarrassed. Meanwhile, my father or mother still whisper about how I could have handled it discreetly. But I maintain that she gave me no courtesy. She staged her pregnancy reveal at my wedding toast in front of everyone, so I simply responded in kind. A month after the wedding fiasco, I had a small post-wedding dinner with close friends, kind of a do-over, calm, and drama-free. People tease me about how none can top that wedding story. Indeed, it's become family legend. My bride, seeing me joking about it, gave me a playful nudge. At least no one will forget our wedding day. That was our bittersweet humor. Do I regret it? Sometimes I wonder if there was a kinder way. But then I recall her proud smirk, the spark of delight in her eyes as she overshadowed my day. She reaped the storm. She caused heartbreak for her husband, tried humiliating me. She didn't expect me to retaliate with such directness. But life taught me not to let bullies thrive. She had an affair, lied, stole my spotlight, so I exposed her affair in front of her unsuspecting husband. Now she's dealing with the divorce fallout. And I have no remorse. That's how it all concluded. My sister announced her pregnancy during my wedding toast, so I exposed her affair right after her speech, prompting her husband to file for divorce. Now she's left pregnant, unmarried, with father or mother not exactly capable of saving her from the consequences. It's messy, dramatic, but in a twisted sense, justice was served. She learned that overshadowing someone's wedding with a deceitful stunt can lead to bigger revelations that shatter her illusions, and quite literally, her marriage. I'm left forging my marriage in peace, content with the knowledge that if you try to sabotage my big day, I do the same to you. And so ends the saga, with me and my wife moving forward, unburdened by my sister's manipulative theatrics.